Hey guys, so I wanted to talk a little bit about kind of money saving tips, and this is going to be specifically related to just kind of like clothing and makeup shopping. If you guys are interested, I will try to do sort of a mini series of videos about a variety of topics, but I feel like this one is the one that a lot of people on here could relate to. So my number one sort of mentality about this is basically just save money by spending less and also by buying less. So, I mean, the spending less is kind of the idea of getting more for your money. I'm sure all of you are aware that sales and clearances exist, so I'm not going to spend time talking to you like you're two and you've never seen a sale sign, but basically just looking for sales, learning to anticipate when sales will be. For example, if there's a major holiday coming up and I see something in a store that I like, I'll kind of keep it, well, assuming it's a store that I go to somewhat regularly, I'll kind of keep an eye on it and kind of wait for it to go on sale. I'll check ads either online or if you get them with a newspaper and see if that's going to be going on sale in the next week or two. And if it is, either if it's something you think is in high demand, maybe buy it and plan to return it and then, repurchase it, like get a price adjustment, or, just kind of wait for the sale, then go back if you don't think, like if it's just kind of a basic item, but you want it to be on sale. The other thing that I'm kind of going to add as a disclaimer to that is that some things just don't really go on sale. For example, the jeans that I like to wear, because I'm fairly tall and sometimes even long inseam jeans don't fit me. The only fairly low priced jeans that I've found that both fit me well and come in a long inseam are from Charlotte Russe, and usually they just don't really go on clearance. I've found a couple pairs on clearance, but they were like some, distressed somehow or something like that. Just the plain basic jeans don't usually go on clearance. So for those, I'll just wait for them to be buy one get one for $15 or something like that. Basically, my point to that is just if something is a fairly basic item that's not going to go on sale a whole lot, don't necessarily like kill yourself waiting for like a random miracle sale. If it's something basic that you're going to use a lot, don't be afraid of just getting it at the lowest reasonable sale price you can. Or if it's something that's just not going to go on sale that you really need, don't kill yourself over needing to buy it. Just make sure that you're getting as good a deal as you can and then buy it. For most items, you can get them on sale, and one of the main things that people will say to me, because I was known through my class in high school as like the cheap one and like the girl who can get everything with a really good deal, and people would always be like, how do you do that? How do you get all your shirts for like $5? And it was like, well, I just don't buy regular price stuff. I mean, I think that that's basically the underlying method to it. Just make a decision to not buy regular price stuff. I mean, when I was in Maurice's the other day, I saw this gorgeous chiffon peacock print top, and if it were like $10, I absolutely would have snatched it up, but it was $40, and I'm not willing to pay that. And so if you want to start buying things more cheaply, just make a conscious decision to stop looking at regular price things, to just focus on what you can get for a good deal. Now, the kind of other side to that is buying less, and I understand that for a lot of you girls on here, myself included, that's not necessarily a fun change to make, but at least for me, I used to buy, I'm sure you guys all saw my hauls, I used to buy so much makeup and clothing that I couldn't even use it all before I gave it away. Like, I would be going through my closet, looking at all the clothes that I'd got that, I wasn't going to use anymore, and half of them, some of them would even still have tags on. Now granted, most of the ones that still had the tags on or that I hadn't worn at all had been from the thrift store, but still, buying 5 things because they're $2 each, that's $10 that I didn't have to spend, and I did that many times over. So just think of all the money I could have saved if I just focused on buying things that I would have actually used. And so my kind of thing is, would I pay full price for this? And while I understand that that I probably wouldn't ever pay full price for anything, my kind of thought process is, does this seem like if I had bought it at full price, I would feel that I'd gotten that much use out of it? And so if it's a shirt that it's a pretty color, but it's not a style that's very flattering, I'm not going to wear it. It doesn't matter that I love the color. If I don't think that I look good in it, I'm not going to wear it. And so try to focus on what you really need. And obviously nobody needs as much clothing or makeup or anything as most of us on here have, but focus on things, getting things that you'll actually really use. Don't buy anything unless you really see yourself loving it, not just, oh, I'll wear this once, because that was how I used to shop for clothing. It used to be like, oh, I could see myself wearing this if I, took half an hour to plan an outfit around it, and that was the reason that I had all these pieces of clothing that I had never gotten around to putting half an hour into putting together an outfit with them. So focus on buying things that you know that you'll love. So for instance, now when I'm in Goodwill, I still kind of have the tendency to be like, oh, well, I could wear that sometime. And I'm like, no, I want the sweater that I'm going to love wearing, 3 days out of the week. I don't want the sweater that I'll maybe wear once a month. And so if you can kind of work yourself into that mentality, then it's, I think, a lot easier to just buy less. Similarly with makeup, I found myself buying things just because they were dupes. Now, sometimes that can be okay, but I would do it to the extent that it was like, oh, this looks almost exactly like a lip gloss that I have that I really like. I'm going to buy this one. And while it's good to know generally what colors you like, for instance, in general, because I have extremely yellow toned skin, I don't look good in cool tones. I look best in warm tones, corals, peaches, berries. I don't look good in reds and pinks. I don't look good in like baby pink. But within that, there's still a range. And so if I have a lipstick that's, an orangey coral color, and I see another one in a color that looks very similar, just because I like the one that I have doesn't mean I need to buy the new one. And along with that, think about how much variety you actually need. I know it's incredibly fun to have all these different things and to have, every color that you can choose from, but right now, here at college, I have a tiny little, a small 3-drawer set of makeup. And when I was putting the stuff in there, packing the stuff to bring, I was thinking, okay, and then I'll need this, and then, this is just different enough from this. And when I'm actually here, especially with lip products, I find that I don't use a huge variety, and part of this may be because a lot of my stuff is fairly similar, but I have colors that I can definitely tell apart, but I feel like when I'm putting them together in a look, it wouldn't necessarily matter so much whether I used the slightly more peach-toned neutral versus the, slightly more, brown-toned neutral. A lot of times it doesn't really matter, and so, if you have the money and if you want to spend it, by all means, go ahead and buy whatever you want. I don't want to come across in this video as telling you what you can and can't buy. This video is for people who are trying to save money, who want to save money and spend as little as possible. And so if you have the money and that's what you want to spend it on, then by all means go ahead. I think that everybody has some frivolous hobby that they enjoy, and I don't mean like frivolous like stupid. I mean it doesn't really serve a purpose other than your personal enjoyment. So if this is what you get your personal enjoyment from and this is what you want to spend your money on, then that's absolutely fine. But if you want to save money, then I would suggest kind of trying to follow these tips. And like I said, I will be, if you guys are interested, trying to come out with a few more videos along this general line of thought. And so yeah, I think that I've covered everything. My basic 2 ideas are just, when you buy something, buy what you need at the best possible price. When you're buying things, try to get the best deals possible. And when you're thinking of things you need to buy, try to think about whether you actually need it, and try not to buy more than you really need or than you'll really use. And those 2 things have helped me a lot in saving money, in getting good deals on things, and so forth. So yeah, please comment down below and tell me if you guys are interested in seeing more videos like this, or you know, if there's something specific that you want kind of money tips on, and if I, you know, feel that it's within my realm of knowledge to do, I will definitely try to get that up for you guys. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!